All right, everyone, it looks like we have visual back. There's 1:32 left in quarter number 1 here in game 1 of this triple header. Stolen by Prairie down low on the Linn-Mar offensive chance, and Prairie's fouled on the shot. We will see free throws. That's foul number 3 on Linn-Mar for the half. Free throw number 1 is good, and that'll put Prairie up by double digits for the first time today. Free throw number 2 is airballed, and it did not hit the rim, so it will automatically go to Linn-Mar. Inbounding for Linn-Mar will be Raylan Koltoff. Linn-Mar setting up their offense on the wing. Linn-Mar moving it around the wing, now in the hands of Carly Schrum. Shakes free of the defender, driving inside. Pass is corralled by Lauren Hafner. 3-ball rattles out. And it'll be possession for Prairie. Long pass is stolen away by Linn-Mar. 3-on-3 fast break chance. And we're going to have a travel called on Raylan Koltoff, and it'll once again be Prairie ball. .40 seconds left in quarter number 1. And that ball just goes out of bounds on a wild pass, and it'll be Linn-Mar ball. Try to cut it within double digits to end the quarter. We now have Mason Miller back on camera. It appears everything is working on our end now. If it's not, we will work to fix it, but it looks okay now. Linn-Mar moving it around, and we're going to have a foul called on Prairie. That'll be their third, so both sides now have 3 fouls in the half. And that inbounds pass is tipped, and Taylor Brunson will try it again. Corralling the inbounds pass is Linn-Mar. Mid-range shot is good, and that'll cut the lead for Prairie down to 8. As there is 14 seconds and counting for Prairie, and it's stolen away on the inbound. Linn-Mar will have a chance for a lay-in, and they'll foul. Tough lay-in, Taylor Brunson, and she'll have a chance for 3. 7.3 left on the clock. Prairie's 4th foul of the quarter. Free throw is up and off the mark. Prairie will get the rebound with about 5 seconds to work with now. 3-ball is up and blocked, and that is how quarter number 1 will end. Linn-Mar started off slow but picked it up. They now only trail by 6. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back to Linn-Mar basketball. We're about to start quarter number 2 here. Linn-Mar down by 6. Linn-Mar ended the quarter on a 9-6 run. That shot is no good from Prairie. Linn-Mar moving the ball up, and we're going to have a turnover. It'll once again be Prairie ball. Prairie setting up on their end, have the ball up top, thinking about 3, no. Pass over to the left, driving inside. Good defense from Linn-Mar. 7:18 left in quarter number 2. 3 ball is up and no good off the iron, but Prairie does get the rebound. It's in the corner now. Now inside pass. Hook shot is blocked. Kicked back out up top. Another 3 is off the mark, and it'll go off of Prairie. It'll be Linn-Mar ball. About a minute gone here in quarter number 2. Game 1 of 3 tonight. We'll have another JV girls game after this, and then the varsity girls to follow for game 3. Linn-Mar setting up on their end, passing it around the wing, driving inside. 3 ball on the right is off the iron, no good. Rebound and put back in. Linn-Mar now only down by 4. .626 left in quarter number 2. Prairie moving the ball inside. Mid-range is airmailed, and it will be corralled by Linn-Mar. Kick out to the left wing. 3 ball is off the mark and out of bounds, and it will go back with Prairie. We now have Ian McKinney on color. He's been in here for a few minutes. What have you seen so far tonight, Ian? We're having some headset troubles tonight for a brief moment. We'll get Ian in just a second. Prairie driving inside. Tough layup is good for Prairie. Tough finish there. We do have rosters from varsity bound tonight, but they do not appear accurate as far as translating from the page to the floor. 5:49 left in quarter number 2. Linn-Mar will inbound on their end. And Linn-Mar will convert a 2-pointer on their end. Linn-Mar now only down by 4 once again. Prairie trying to set up in their end. Ball's on the right wing. Mid-range shot is no good. Rebounded by Koltoff of Linn-Mar. Linn-Mar trying to make it a 1-possession game. Right side cutting in, no good on that layup is Linn-Mar. Another putback, no. Linn-Mar applying full court press, and Prairie will get it over the line. Driving inside, setting up in the post. Mid-range shot rattles in. Bit of a 2-hand release there, but Prairie back up by 6 after that one. Linn-Mar once again down by 4. And it's stolen away by Prairie, and errant pass that's taken control of by Linn-Mar. And Linn-Mar will try and set up their offense. Driving inside and stolen away by Prairie. 4:20 left in quarter number 2. We're going to have passed up long 2 chance. And they'll call a foul on the floor on Linn-Mar. And we'll have some substitutions on both sides. And I believe we're going to have a timeout from Linn-Mar here. We will take it with them. 19-13 Prairie. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to Linn-Mar basketball. 4:15 left in half number one. Inbound pass, and the layup is no good. Rebound by Prairie. Tough defense from Linn-Mar. Double team down low, and another tough layup down low is good for Prairie, and that'll push them to 21. Linn-Mar now down by 8. Controlling the ball for Linn-Mar is Carly Schrum. Ball is poked loose, and it'll be off of Linn-Mar. It'll be Prairie ball. 3:51 left on the clock. Prairie expanding their lead, looking to do it some more. Ball's on the left wing, driving inside and kicking back out. Prairie driving inside, and this will be no good. Rebound is up, no good. Rebounded by Prairie again. Long two-pointer is rattled around and in, and Prairie is now up once again by double digits as the score reads 23-13. Linn-Mar in desperate need of a bucket here. 3:15 left in quarter number 2. Game 1 of 3 in tonight's triple header. All girls basketball tonight. And it'll be poked out by Prairie. It'll stay with Linn-Mar. Going to the bench for Linn-Mar. Subbing in. Mid-range shot from Linn-Mar is good. Tough make there. Score is 23-15, 2:55 left. Mid-range shot from Prairie is drained, and they go back up by 10 once again. Linn-Mar needs some offensive rhythm here. Ball is up high. Linn-Mar, a little bit of off-the-ball movement. Ball is tipped away and stolen by Prairie. 1-on-2 fast break, and that layup's no good, but rebounded by Prairie, and they will set up. 3-ball off the mark from the right wing, rebounded by Linn-Mar. Linn-Mar trying to set up on their ends. Two-pointer is off the mark from about 9 feet. 2:07 left in half number 1. And that ball will be off of Prairie, and it'll be Linn-Mar ball. .205 left on the clock. Linn-Mar has the ball on the left wing. Now back up top. Moving it around, pass inside, driving, and stolen again by Prairie, but stolen right back by Linn-Mar. Linn-Mar will get a shot up. It'll rattle just out. And tied up, it'll be a jump ball. It looks like it will go to Prairie, and it will. And the officials are now saying it's Linn-Mar ball. Looks like they had the possession arrow on the wrong side on the scorer's table. And floater is good. Nice pass inside. We'll get Linn-Mar within 8 now with 1:28 left in half number 1. Prairie driving inside. Layup is no good. Good defense from Linn-Mar. Shot, air ball, rebound is good for Prairie, and they now have 27. Linn-Mar looking to end off the half on a high note. 1:04 left, and nearly turned it over, but we'll hold on in the left corner, looking for someone open, and it'll be tipped into Linn-Mar's hand, and layup is off the mark. Scuffle for the ball. It'll go to Prairie, but stolen back by Linn-Mar. 3 ball. Bank is not there. Prairie will get the rebound. 2-on-2 fast break, and that layup is missed. And Linn-Mar will have a fast break chance of their own. And this one is also missed. 31 seconds left in half number 1. Prairie has the ball, and it looks like they will slow it down a little bit here, looking for the final shot possibly. Deep mid-range is no good, rebounded by Linn-Mar. 18 seconds left. Prairie up by 10. Linn-Mar looking to get it within single digits before half. 10 seconds left. Linn-Mar looking for an open shot. Pass inside is tied up. We will have a jump ball, and this one should go to Prairie. And it will. 4.7 left on the clock. We'll have some substitutions for both sides. Ball is inbounded. Here goes the clock. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. And no shot, as it did make it, but no shot is there, and that will bring us to the end of the first half. Linn-Mar down by 10. We'll be back with second half action in just a few minutes. Welcome back to Linn-Mar basketball. We are getting started with half number 2 in game 1 of this triple header between 2 girls JV games and then a varsity one. Mid-range from Linn-Mar is off the mark. We do not have accurate rosters for this game. We do apologize about that as Prairie is fouled on that shot, and we will have a foul by Linn-Mar 20 seconds into half number 2. Prairie up by 10, looking to make it 11 as free throw number 1 is in there. Free throw number 2 is off the mark and rebounded by Linn-Mar. Tough effort from Prairie, but no dice. As Linn-Mar will get it across half court. 30 seconds gone here in quarter number 3. Good move inside and the lay-in. Linn-Mar down by 9 now. A good bucket there.
Good job, guys. Once again, we don't have accurate rosters, but staying in control. That's a tough move. A lot of obviously younger players would have just gone with the head full of steam and either got called for a foul or lost it on the way. But a good job keeping it under control and getting the bucket.
That's Ian McKinney on color. He was scrambling around to find that HDMI cable in the first half. But he is here now with us as Prairie is up by 11 with about a minute gone in this second half. Free ball from Linn-Mar is nothing but net. Good shot there on the left wing. Linn-Mar cuts the Prairie lead from 11 to 8. Linn-Mar did go down 9-0 early in this one, but have stayed stride for stride with Prairie as Prairie gets another bucket.
That's a good use of the pump fake. Get your defender up in the air, use it to get by him, get to the cup. Nice job there by the Prairie player.
And a floater that banks in for Linn-Mar.
Yeah, I didn't get to see like 90% of the first half, but even in the short time I've been watching, she's used that floater a bunch, and really the most important thing for a shorter guard is to have that floater package, and clearly she's worked on it and developed it, so kudos to her on that.
Prairie will turn it over on their end. Linn-Mar will get the ball back.
Be interesting to see what Linn-Mar does. Seems like they might have a little bit of momentum going. Be interesting to see how they attack this possession.
And Coach Haskins going to call a timeout, and Linn-Mar will reset. We will take that timeout with them. Prairie by 8. Back after this. Welcome back to Linn-Mar basketball. 6:11 left in quarter number 3, game 1 of this triple header. Linn-Mar with a little bit of momentum coming out of the half and can't convert the layup that time. And Prairie will take it the other way. I'll slow it down a bit. 3 ball up top is good. No fear on that shot from Prairie, and they're back up by 11.
Yeah, that's a good play there. A lot of the times the really key thing is with these lower levels and even varsity to a great extent too is, having your feet set to shoot. Prairie player had her feet set, let it fly and drained it from deep.
Linn-Mar moving the ball around the arc on the outside. Inside pass tipped away by Prairie, and Linn-Mar will reset on the baseline. Substitutions for both sides here. Linn-Mar looking to cut that lead back down to single digits. 3 ball from the right corner is off the mark, rebounded by Prairie. Prairie coach calling for patience. setting up the ball, and that's going to be past the half-court line, and it'll be Linn-Mar ball. About 5 minutes left in this third quarter. Linn-Mar down by 9, looking to trim it down. Free ball from the left corner is off the mark, and it'll go off the rim and out of bounds. It'll be Prairie basketball.
Yeah, both teams with some open looks from 3 here. Be interesting to see if those start to fall as the second half progresses, or if the defense starts tightening up and making them take more inside shots.
Prairie looking to cut inside, and the pass is a little long, and it'll be Linn-Mar ball.
Yeah, that's the right idea there. Just a bit too tall. But if I'm the Prairie coach, you know, that's okay. That's the look that I would have wanted on that possession.
Ball is loose. Linn-Mar comes up with it, and they're going to call a travel before that wild shot was up. It will be Prairie ball. We do not have accurate rosters for this game. Varsity Bound is where we get our player rosters, and that is not updated. We apologize. As Prairie has the ball, trying to move it inside and tip back behind the arc by Linn-Mar. Bit of a spin move, and a nice kiss off the glass by Prairie. And that'll get them up by 13, their largest lead of the night.
Good job there. That's just a good look compared to some of the threes. And speaking of good looks, another good look for Linn-Mar on the floater.
The floater has been open for Linn-Mar the last few possessions. Pass inside for Prairie. And we're going to have a foul on the floor, I believe, by Linn-Mar. That'll be their second one of the half. Prairie inbounding from the baseline. They'll get it in. Tough inside D from Linn-Mar, but it is banked home. Prairie's had some two-handed shots down low tonight, and they've managed to get a fair amount of them to fall, as Linn-Mar will try and make something happen on their end. Down by 13. 3:25 left in quarter number 3. Linn-Mar driving inside. Mid-range shot is no good. Rebounded by Prairie, and they'll take it the other way. Mid-range shot is banked and no good, and it is rebounded by Prairie. They'll have it on the right wing. Driving inside, shot is off. Rebounded by Prairie again, that shot is off. Linn-Mar will get this rebound, but turn it right back over, as Prairie will have it on the right wing, and the ball rolls out of bounds. It'll be Linn-Mar basketball. What are your keys to coming back if you're Linn-Mar, Ian?
I mean, I said it a little bit ago. I think you just got to continue to get those good shots. You know, they're down 13, but there's plenty of time. Just don't make mistakes. Get good looks. For a while there, it looked like they were a bit three-point happy. Just, you know, run your offense, get good looks in the paint or around there, and just like that, knock them down. And you're going to at least have a fighting chance, because they have done better on defense here in the second frame.
Tough shot there from Linn-Mar to cut the lead down to 11. 2:24 left in quarter number 3. Ball is tipped and stolen by Linn-Mar. They're going to have a 3-on-2. Now the pass is out front and laid home. And the Prairie lead is cut back down to single digits after that nice fast break from Linn-Mar.
This feels like a big possession right here. If I'm Prairie, I actually might consider calling a timeout, just because, I mean, how often do we see something like that? A top offensive rebound and then a turnover fast break bucket leads to sort of an avalanche. And then followed up with a three-pointer where they could have probably gotten a better look on the inside. This feels like an important possession coming up here for Linn-Mar.
Looks like Prairie just committed their first foul of the half, and the scoreboard is updated. So Linn-Mar down by 9, but they have gone on a 30-30 run since those first 9 points of the game by Prairie, and they can't convert that one. Prairie will have a fast break, and they'll have a chance, and it looks like Prairie shuffled their feet, and it'll go back to Linn-Mar.
Yeah, I still think that's the right idea. I think that travel call may have been a bit ticky-tacky. It looks like her just shooting quite grip onto the floor. But, you know, I like that as opposed to trying to just fling up some layup because you're off balance. You know, at least try to stop your momentum and get your feet set.
Fast break chance for Prairie after that blocked Linn-Mar shot. And Linn-Mar blocks it right back. And good effort, but tipped out of bounds, and it will stay with Prairie. They will inbound off the right side. 1:16 left in quarter number 3. We do have another junior varsity game after this. And then after that one, we have the varsity girls. So a long night here in Marion, but a night filled with basketball, and you can't ask for much more than that. Prairie inbounding from the baseline, and they pass inside, and it is stolen by Linn-Mar.
Good heads up D there. Let's see if Linn-Mar can capitalize with 1:05 left.
Pass inside, now kick back out, mid-range is off, and it is rebounded by Prairie, but tough defense from Linn-Mar. Prairie will try and get it out of there, and they do. Fast break chance, pass is bobbled out of bounds. Linn-Mar ball. 50.9 left in the quarter. As far as fouls, it's been a fairly clean quarter, but a lot of turnovers by both sides, but also tough defense by both sides. So a bit of a mirror image for both teams here as far as what they've done in this half. Linn-Mar moving it along the right wing. 37 seconds left. Inside pass. And we're going to have a foul on Prairie. And it looks like we're going to have free throws here.
Yeah, I like that. Go inside, try to get those tough buckets. And, I mean, especially when you're down 3 possessions right now, you know, getting those free buckets at the line, you know, scoring with no time being taken off the clock, that can be huge when you're trying to make a comeback.
First free throw is good. Linn-Mar now down by 8. Linn-Mar looking to cut it to 7. 34.8 seconds left in quarter number 3. Second shot is off the mark and rebounded by Prairie. And we're going to have a jump ball off the rebounds.
Yeah, that's
and it will stay with Prairie.
That's a good job. On a lot of missed free throws, you'll just see the shooter just sort of sulk there. That's Linn-Mar did get possession off it, but because of the jump ball call, you know, she was aggressive, went for the ball. Give her some credit on that one.
Linn-Mar making it tough for the inbound on Prairie. They'll try a mid-range shot. No. Rebounded by Prairie. No. Ball scuffled around, and we're going to have
jump. I think they call a foul on that, and I agree.
Yep.
I mean, some people might be asking for a jump ball call, but I mean, they really didn't have on the ball. They really were just wrapped around the Linn-Mar ball handler's arm. So
little too much elbow for my taste on that one, Ian. So good call by the officials for that foul. Linn-Mar has 13 seconds to make something happen. Prairie up by 8. Inside shot is no good. Ball is poked loose, and it will stay with Linn-Mar. 6.2 left on the clock.
So even though it doesn't look like a ton of time, a lot of people will say that you should get roughly a dribble a second and then a second to shoot. So, you know, this isn't one of those. You see it in the NBA sometimes. They'll call timeout with like a second left. This isn't one of those catch and shoot situations. You've got some time. You know, maybe get it to a player on the wing. Quick screen, pop it for mid-range or something like that. It'd be interesting to see what Linn-Mar draws up here.
I believe that timeout was called by Coach Haskin of Linn-Mar. So Linn-Mar has 2 timeouts left. Prairie still has 4. So lots of chances to stop the clock late in this game if need be for Prairie. Linn-Mar down by 8, looking to make something happen at the end of quarter number 3. 6.2 seconds left. Linn-Mar will inbound from the baseline. We'll see what Coach Haskin draw it up in the huddle. And it's stolen away by Prairie. 4 seconds left. And tough inside shot is no good. Rebound up and no good. And that will bring us to the end of quarter number 3. Prairie by 8, but Linn-Mar not making it easy. We'll be back with quarter number 4 in just a moment. Welcome back to Linn-Mar basketball. Linn-Mar will have the ball to start this 4th quarter as Linn-Mar gets the ball inside. Now kicks back out to the right wing. Now back inside. Mid-range is no good. Rebound by Linn-Mar. Ball's tied up and stolen by Prairie. Prairie up by 8. And good inside pass and good bucket by Prairie. And they are back up by double digits. Half a minute gone in the final quarter of regulation.
Big possession here for Linn-Mar, especially as you start the 4th quarter.
Linn-Mar will hold on to the ball after that pass is tipped. And inside pass from the left wing. That shot is blocked, but it'll be off of Prairie and it will stay with the Lions. Linn-Mar with a lot of ball movement to start out. 3 ball from the right corner is no good. Ball's tied up. And it will stay with Linn-Mar. I believe there was a foul called on that one. Prairie now has 4. Linn-Mar trying to set up on the wing. Tight defense from Prairie. Mid-range shot is off the mark and rebounded by the Hawks. Now moving it up the right sideline. And now parking it on the right wing and moving it along the left side. Good screen set by Prairie there. Mid-range floater, no good. Rebounded by Linn-Mar. 6:30 left in quarter number 4. Prairie up by 10. Linn-Mar trying to find an open shot any way they can, but Prairie's zone defense has worked so far tonight. 3 ball is off the mark. And we're going to have a foul call here against Linn-Mar. .6:13 left in quarter number 4. Prairie ball. Ball on the right wing, now driving inside, mid-range is good. Good shot there from Prairie. 43-31 the score.
Yeah, if I'm Linn-Mar, I might consider going to a full court press here. Generally speaking, really through all the levels, both boys and girls, it's been very effective. And Prairie's just normal set offense has been too hot recently. When they haven't made it, they've gotten good looks. Might be time to switch.
Ball stolen away by Prairie. Good sidestep there.
Yeah, good job not being afraid of the contact, taking it to the cup and putting it up and in for the deuce.
Prairie now up by 14, their largest lead of tonight's game. Linn-Mar will need a big offensive push here if they want any hope of coming back in this one. And it looks like they will go to the line after a foul on that shot.
Yeah, that's a good job. A lot of times you'll see somebody gets an offensive rebound, they'll take it down and then try to go back up with it. But that's just asking for a steal. That's a good job by the Linn-Mar player, just taking it straight up and getting the bucket.
Free throw number 1 is off the mark. Linn-Mar looking to make it a 13-point game, and they will, as the second free throw falls.
That's big, especially when you're down, to get those 3 points, like I mentioned a little bit earlier.
5:14 and counting left in quarter number 4. Game 1 of 3, got a triple header tonight. We'll have another JV game after this and then varsity to follow, all girls games. Prairie looking to expand their already large lead, and no shots. And they're gonna call a foul on Linn-Mar there. Prairie inbounding from the baseline, and a travel. Good defense by Linn-Mar there to force a turnover. Linn-Mar down a considerable effort in this one, 4:51 left. And good inside pass, this should be an easy layup, and down it goes.
Yeah, good off-ball movement there, gets the deuce, and Linn-Mar looking like they might have a little bit of momentum as we approach the 4:30 mark.
And no foul on that shot. But ball will be tied up here. And it looks like we'll have another foul on Linn-Mar. We'll see if the scoreboard gets
No, they
updated
call it
here.
jump ball. I'm confused.
Not quite sure
That's
what's
the
going on here. I don't think
possession
the officials know either. And they did call
Yeah, they're
a
changing
jump
it.
ball. They're still trying to sort it out. And
'Cause-
it's going to be Linn-Mar ball.
So I thought both officials called a jump ball. I don't know. I'm a wee bit confused, but whatever.
Linn-Mar trying to set up inside. They can't do it. Prairie moving it up on the fast break. Mid-range shot is tipped. And Prairie will get the rebounds. Well, they'll call a timeout to make sure they retain possession. Now 3 timeouts for Prairie. We're going to stay right here. I believe this will be a shorter timeout. What do you do if you're Prairie here to hold on to the lead, Ian?
So with Prairie, I think that their game overall reminds me a little bit of what the Cleveland Browns did a little against the Steelers, where, they got that lead up really early, and then, Linn-Mar's had parts where it looked like they would come back, fighting their way back, but then Prairie's always put them back down. So I think that's a credit. Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't make unnecessary fouls, but then also don't let Linn-Mar just sort of go crazy with the layups and then not put them in rhythm. And I think that what they're doing right now is fine. Just keep doing that. As far as the Linn-Mar side goes, I stand by what I said earlier about the full court press. And I mean, their offense has gotten good looks. Just don't get desperate and go for the 3 ball. I mean, there's still a ton of time left. 4:16 is a eternity, especially in high school basketball. So just, it's sort of like go quickly but don't rush, go up tempo for sure, but that doesn't mean out of control.
Ian McKinney, the color man on that one. Prairie will inbound, they'll have the ball. Trying to set up from the right wing, moving it around. Ball's up top now, off the ball movement from Prairie. Tough defense from Linn-Mar. Prairie having a hard time moving around. Ball's on the left wing now. Under 4 minutes left. And inside pass is tipped around, and it will stay with... No, stolen by Linn-Mar.
It's a good job by Linn-Mar.
And stolen back by Prairie. Lots of turnovers in quick succession in this game. Both teams have played stifling defense. I'm honestly surprised the score is as high as it is with how tight both teams have played each other.
Yeah, that's
Way in there, good from Prairie.
This is a big possession for Linn-Mar. I think that if they don't score here, might be able to put a bow on it.
Inside pass from Linn-Mar is good pass, but the layup will not fall, and it will go out of bounds off of the Hawks. And it'll stay with Linn-Mar. Substitutions here on the court for Prairie. And I believe we're going to have a timeout by Coach Haskin. We got a long night of basketball ahead of us, folks. This is game 1 of 3. Big triple header tonight. We've got another JV girls game after this, and then the varsity game coming up for game number 3. That girls varsity squad has been really fun to watch this season, Ian.
Yeah, they're probably my favorite team to watch out of the ones we've seen so far. You know, they have tremendous effort on the defensive end. You know, they're fun to watch. They get out on the break a lot. And really just offensively, they're smooth. You know, they're not one of those, you know, try to be the 2016 Warriors teams where they're going to chuck up a bunch of threes. Just a really solid team on both ends, and they compete, so I'm pretty excited to see them tonight.
3:13 left in this one. Linn-Mar is down by 13. It is not their largest deficit of the night, but it's only 1 point below that. So Linn-Mar in need of a miracle with a side of good defense to make it close in this one.
It all starts on this possession.
Linn-Mar trying to inbound. Good inside pass. Laid in, and that's what you want to see out of the timeout if you're Coach Haskin.
Yeah, that's a good job. I like the active cut, and if you're Prairie, you got to do better defensively than that.
Prairie trying to set up on offense. Tough D from Linn-Mar, and ball is loose. They're going to call travel on Prairie, and that's a turnover. Linn-Mar ball. Under 3 minutes left now. 2:54 on the clock.
Once again, got to make sure you don't rush. There's not an 11-point shot. You can't get it all in one possession. Just keep working it, keep getting buckets, and give yourself a good chance to win this one, or at least make it close.
Linn-Mar doing a decent job of moving it around. They'll get it inside, but it's stolen away from Prairie. They're going to have a 3-on-2 chance here, and it's laid home, and that Prairie lead will get back to 13.
Yeah, that's a good job after the steal. Looks like she was out of control a little bit, but, you know, good job getting you back in control, getting your feet set, hip square to the cup, and getting the bucket, and that might put it out of reach here for the Prairie Hawks.
2:12 left on the clock as the ball is rattled around for Linn-Mar, trying to find an open player, and we're going to have, looks like a reach-in on Prairie. Linn-Mar is 1 foul away from the bonus, so that is something to keep an eye on here with 2:08 left in this one. Linn-Mar will inbound from their baseline. And Prairie looking to steal the ball right out of the gate. Tough defense inside. Linn-Mar trying to drive it in, manages to get it back outside. 3 ball is off the mark, and it's rebounded by Prairie.
Yeah, if I'm Prairie here, I just try to milk the clock.
1:44 left in this one. Mid-range shot is off the mark, rebounded by Prairie. And we're going to have a foul on Linn-Mar. .135 is left on the clock. Prairie will inbound on their end. Inside to the left wing. Prairie staying aggressive, driving inside, shot is no good, tipped back in, but it'll go to Linn-Mar. And that long pass is stolen away from Prairie, or stolen away by Prairie, and now it's stolen away from Prairie.
Yeah, good job by Linn-Mar. They might be out of this one, but I appreciate them, still fighting, keep grinding in this one.
Tough layup is off the mark. 65 seconds left in this one, and it looks like Prairie's going to hold on with that 13-point lead with now under a minute to go. And we're going to have another foul on Linn-Mar. Both teams now have 6. Prairie got off to a fast start in this game, and they never really looked back. They got off to a 9-0 run to start the game, and both sides really have played solid defense. I said it before and I'll say it again. I'm surprised the score to this game is this high because both teams have forced a lot of turnovers.
And I think one thing that needs to be said is that, they've had good defense without fouling. A lot of these, really just every game, it seems like we have a team that's either at the bonus or close to it after the third quarter. But Prairie's still not in the bonus. Linn-Mar only got in now they are. Great job jinxing it, Ian.
Looks like there's a little bit of a discrepancy on the scoreboard, and it says on the board that Linn-Mar has 7 fouls and Prairie has 6.
Regardless, it's still been a pretty clean game, and I think that both coaches should be commended on that.
Shot is off from Linn-Mar, and Prairie will get it back, and we're going to have a travel as Prairie took a little bit too long trying to pass the ball there. So Prairie will be in the bonus for the final seconds of this game, but that really won't make much of a difference. Linn-Mar looking to end the game on a high note, and it's stolen away from Prairie. Or stolen away by Prairie. Mixing that up a lot in this quarter, folks. 22 seconds left, and it looks like Prairie's going to dribble down the clock, or at least try to. Tough defense from Linn-Mar. And a bit of a screen set. Good play there by Prairie at the end of this one, and they will break 50. Linn-Mar will have 7 seconds to make something happen. 3 seconds. Desperation 3 goes in! That's one way to end a game. Nice bank shot by Linn-Mar. It'll change the final score. But Prairie does hold on and win this one by 12 points. What are your keys to victory for Prairie in this one, Ian? How did they hold on to win?
I think it's just solid defense. Well, first of all, I think it was a good job getting off to that hot start. I used the Cleveland Brown comparison, and I think it's pretty apt. They got out to that big lead, and then they just worked. They didn't say, oh, we got a big lead, let's just kick back and relax. No, they kept working, kept fighting. Great job in getting into the passing lanes, getting the steals. And despite that aggressive defense, not fouling, I'm almost positive Linn-Mar wasn't in the bonus in the first half. They're not in the second half. Really great job overall by that Prairie coaching staff. And then for Linn-Mar, yeah, you kind of dug yourself in a pretty deep hole early, but I still like the fight and the just toughness that they displayed here, and I think that they deserve some credit for that.
Our final score in game 1 of this triple header, Prairie 51, Linn-Mar 39. We'll be back in roughly 20 minutes. We'll see how long it takes for the gym to clear and for the bleachers to be cleaned by our lovely volunteers here at Linn-Mar. And we'll be back with more basketball not too long from now. Don't go anywhere, folks.
basketball. Tonight we welcome the Hawks of Cedar Rapids Prairie High School. At this time, let's meet the visitors' starting lineups. For the Hawks, at guard number 5, Tegan Trimble. At guard number 10, Olivia Benson. At guard number 13, Ava Van Vorst. Number 35, Anna Barnes. And number 44, Chloe Hebner. The Hawks are coached by Scott Wiggin. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineup for your Linn-Mar Lions. At guard, number 10, Ellie Daubenmeyer. At forward, number 14, Tessa Peachbolt. At guard, number 23, Taylor Brunson. And at center, number 31, Ella Grove. And at guard number 34, Aaliyah Meyer. The Lions are coached by Brittany Robertson and assisted by Nikki Rowland. Tonight's officials are Ronald Piper, Ron Major, and Mark Murphy.
Hello everybody and welcome into Linn-Mar basketball game 2 of our, not 1, not 2, but 3 games here on Linn-Mar Athletics tonight. We got another JV game between Linn-Mar and Prairie. Welcome aboard everybody. My name is Ian McKinney, joined by Kale Sleazer on color as well as Mason Miller running the camera. And we are ready for the game. Quickly out of the gate, Daubenmeyer is no good on that mid-range jumper.
And honestly, that's not a bad shot. Trying to get started off fast for Linn-Mar. Daubenmeyer had a lot of space, just didn't fall there.
Moving the ball around. Doesn't look like the rosters are 100% complete for Prairie, so just a forewarning on that. Ben Horst has it. Now they kick out to Trimble. In the corner once again. And Prairie going to reset here, 7:16 left in quarter number 1. Solid defense from Linn-Mar here early, Cal.
Yeah, absolutely. Prairie really hasn't gotten it that far inside the arc now. Now Linn-Mar forces a turnover. If Linn-Mar keeps this defense up, they'll win. And you've heard me talk about it on past broadcasts before, folks. Defense wins games more so than anything, and Linn-Mar's showing it so far.
Byer with it here for the Lions. Now to Grove. Byer thought about a 3, decided against it. The try, tried to get it to Grove on the shovel pass, no good. And Brunson steals the pass right back for Linn-Mar. Wraparound pass, Grove, tough look there, but a foul.
That play was all Taylor Brunson. She managed to get the steal and then get the pass inside to her teammate, and now we'll have our first free throws of the game.
Grove is up and no good off the front iron on the first one. So what do you like here for both teams in the first couple of possessions, Cal?
Well, they both played really tight defense, and Daubenmeyer had that open shot right at the beginning of the game to start. And if the first minute and change is any indicator of this game, it's going to be a defensive battle the entire game.
And that one's going to be taken away by Daubenmeyer. Tried to swing the pass to Byer, couldn't quite handle it, and it's going to go the other way.
Yeah, and you could see the frustration from Aaliyah Byer. She thought she had it there, but it'll be a turnover. That won't look good for her in the stat sheet, but you got to appreciate the hustle.
About a minute and a half into this one, as that one's going to be tipped away. Daubenmeyer second steal here early. Good shot by Brunson, gives the Lions a 3-point advantage here early. And we got an early timeout from Prairie. We'll take it with them. 3-zip Linn-Mar early first quarter. And welcome back, everybody. 3-zip here early. If you're just joining us, game 2 of our doubleheader of action here. Prairie taking the first one, except for the second JV matchup of the night. Prairie slow on offense so thus far. More turnovers than shot attempts. Looking to flip the script here. Right now are the Prairie Hawks. Moving the ball around. Trimble's got it. And looks like we got a double dribble. It'll go back the other way here.
Stifling defense from Linn-Mar early. Leading the charge is Brunson. She had the steal earlier and she'll inbound now. But Linn-Mar really hasn't let Prairie have the ball inside the arc for more than a handful of seconds. And if Linn-Mar can keep that up, they will have success in this game as they have so far.
3 ball on the way from Daubenmeyer. Not quite. Offensive board from Brunson. Foul, and she'll go to the line to shoot a pair here.
I have a feeling we're going to need to buy Taylor Brunson a new name because we're going to wear it out tonight with how much we've mentioned her so far. She's had tough shots on the inside. She's forced turnovers, and she has led the charge for Linn-Mar. Ellie Daubenmeyer is also someone to keep an eye on. She's had 2 good looks, missed them both, but if you leave a player open for long enough, they'll hit a shot eventually. Doesn't matter what level you're on.
And no good on the second. And it's going to be out of bounds. Going to go back towards Prairie. Sorry for the audio difficulties there for a second. I think we got it straightened out. Out of bounds once again. Prairie's going to keep it. Do you like Linn-Mar's move to go full court press here early? As Prairie starts somewhat of a fast break, and they're going to get a blocking foul there called on the Lions. Tessa Casebolt.
And that's not a bad foul if you're Linn-Mar. That's their first one, if I'm reading the scoreboard correctly. Linn-Mar's played stifling defense. It's not always going to be perfect, but you have to love the hard on defense by Linn-Mar. And you can see they're applying full court press early. Just no mercy on defense. A bit of a Cobra Kai mentality, if I may say. My family's on a bit of a Cobra Kai kick at home. So no mercy defense for Linn-Mar.
Tough miss there by Grove. As here to reset it is going to be Trimble. Tipped away and stolen by Brunson. 2-on-2 fast break. Brunson to the cup, flips it, and just rims out. Offensive rebound, no good. Good effort there by Tessa Casebolt, but it won't go as the rebound going to be taken the other way.
And you could feel the entire gym hanging on their seat as that ball hung up on the rim. And it looks like Brunson's going to have another shot here. She won't miss this one.
Brunson bakes it up and in, and a 6-zip lead here in the early going.
If I'm Prairie's coach here, I'm very worried. You've already used one timeout. He's probably going to have to use another one if he wants to counteract the tough defense and the fast break chances from Linn-Mar. Linn-Mar has done pretty much everything right so far, and that was another tip pass. I don't think Prairie has gotten the ball inside the arc without getting it stolen tonight, Ian.
Trimble the drive, the kick, tried to thread the needle there. Couldn't make it work, and it's going to go back towards the Lions once more.
There you go, just protecting your house for Linn-Mar. They have not allowed a single point, and at the rate that they're playing defense, Prairie might not score unless they somehow get a foul shot beyond the arc the way that Linn-Mar's playing defense tonight.
Gaffney checked in at that last break. A 3-ball on his way, no good. Brunson off the rim. Byer tried to get the offensive board, not to be, as Heineck is going to take it back for Prairie.
And I don't love that shot by Brunson. She's been hot so far. She already has 5 on the scoreboard, 5 of 6 points in the whole game.
Brunson
Make that
takes it.
7 with this layup.
And banks it up and in. And a bit of a role reversal from our first game with Prairie jumping out to a huge lead in that one. However, this Lions JV squad up 8 here early. No good on the drive there. I didn't see who took it. My apologies there, but Brunson nonetheless going to bring it up for Linn-Mar.
And you've seen Brunson everywhere tonight. Not every single shot she's taken has been a good one, but she's been hot enough to make a majority of her shots, and it looks like we'll have a foul on Prairie.
Yes, the foul there on Daubenmeyer's drive, so that's going to be 3 team fouls for Prairie. Lions going to retain possession as Coonan checks in for Linn-Mar. Brunson with 7 here in the early going. 3:13 left in quarter number 1. 8-zip Lions. Grove with the lone other point. She got it at the free throw line to get the scoring started. Brunson couldn't get it to go. Rebound, Coonan. They're fighting for a jump ball, and it's going to go towards Prairie with 3:05 left.
And that's a moral victory if you're Prairie. You got Taylor Brunson inside. She tried to force a shot. It couldn't go. And it looks like she's going to have another chance down. Oh, my goodness. Brunson is feeling it tonight, folks.
What a start here early for both Brunson and the Lions. 10-zip here in this one. Then moving it around the outside, Heineck has it. The drive inside, flips it up and in, and finally the Prairie Hawks are on the board.
And that's really the first good shot Prairie has had all night, and they delivered. Good floater there by Kylie Heineck. And that's the first really sign of life that Prairie's had on offense.
Brunson couldn't get it to go, and the rebound the other way. Fast break opportunity, did not force the pass ahead. So they're just going to have to be forced to reset here. Dozier deep 3, no good from Curryland. But the offensive board here. 2 minutes left. Linn-Mar up by 8, and guess who? Brunson the steal, the break. Fights through them, contact, banks it up and in, back up to a double-digit advantage.
The score should read Brunson 11, Prairie 2. Brunson has 11 of 12 Linn-Mar points, and she's going to force another jump ball here. Taylor Brunson has been absolutely unreal, and I think this is the best single-player performance we have seen by anyone at any level this year.
Hafner, Casebolt, and Byer all check in for Linn-Mar. And little miscommunication there from the Lions as Prairie banks it up and in for 2. Oh, they're going to take the basket away. They let the wrong team inbound. So, wasn't miscommunication by the Lions. It was miscommunication by the refs. So, apologies on that one. So, what does Prairie need to do to try to get back into this one, Kel?
Well, first of all, I think it's going to help that Brunson is now on the bench for Linn-Mar, so that'll take a little bit of bite out of Linn-Mar's offense. But I think if you're Prairie, they've really only had one open shot tonight, and they made it. They just need to have more off-the-ball movement and try and shake Linn-Mar's defense the best they can. But the way Linn-Mar has played tonight, I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Hafner, the kick to Coonan. Kick out Gaffney. 3 ball on its way. Casebolt drained it from the corner, and the avalanche keeps on coming for Linn-Mar here.
And Casebolt's showing off some of her shooting range there. Laced that one from the right wing. And I was saying the same thing about open shots from Prairie. If you give these teams open shots, they will make it a majority of the time, and you just can't do that down by this much already if you're Prairie.
And tit for tat there as Kelper drains it from deep.
and Prairie finding their second open shot of the night and making it. So they're 2 for 2 on their realistically makeable shots. And Linn-Mar's already shown a little bit of weakness here on defense without Brunson on the floor, so they'll need to tighten it up.
Rebound corralled. Going back the other way with it is Benson for Prairie. Trying to see some momentum here as we are now under 30 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Moving it around. Finds Benson once again. 3-ball on the way. Airballed that one, but a foul's going to be called. Nice offensive board there by Steen for Prairie.
Yep, and that's a great offensive board if you're Denise Steen. Coach Leggett on Prairie has to be happy with that rebound. Now you just have to convert here if you're Prairie, and if they make both here, they'll be down by only 7.
First one rims out there. Nine-point line advantage. 22 seconds left in the first frame of this one. Rebound corralled by Gaffney. Out of Byer. Lions off to a hot start so far. 3-pointer from Hafner. That'll be a bit too strong as Kelper the rebound. Or Piper the rebound, my bad. Can't read my own handwriting. Case pull inside. Hafner banks it up and in at the end of the first quarter. It's going to be 16 to 5 because I can math. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this. And we are back here once again. And Kale, what are your keys to the second quarter for both sides?
Well, if I'm Prairie, just find a way to get open shots. Set screens, off the ball movement. Well, do the hokey pokey for all I care. Just get an open shot if you're Prairie. And find a way to stop Taylor Brunson. She has been a one-woman army for Linn-Mar so far. She is back on the floor, and she's already applying tight double-team defense. And there's another steal from Brunson. She might score again here. My goodness, Taylor Brunson has been impressive tonight.
That's what you'd have to say it. 13-point line advantage. Brunson has 13 in this one. And that one's tipped again by Brunson on the other end. And what more can I say? Once again, Brunson the lay-in.
It's almost unfair what Taylor Brunson is doing to these Prairie Hawks right now. She's still hawking for the ball. She manages to get the steals. She's going to have another fast break chance here.
Daubenmeyer actually slows it down. And she'll pop from deep, and not quite on that one. However, Prairie unable to handle that offensive rebound for a moment. Didn't cost them anything. Benson now. And she'll get it back. Double team comes. And to Kuiper. And that was going to be tipped away, and it'll stay on this end.
More tight defense for Linn-Mar. They've really only allowed the 2 open shots, and Prairie's managed to convert on both. But with Taylor Brunson on the floor, she's just led Linn-Mar on both sides of the ball. Has probably 5+ steals. We don't track that stat, but look at her double team. She's been double teaming whoever has the ball tonight, and she just forced another turnover. It is unbelievable what we are seeing in this gem right now. Taylor Brunson has taken control of this entire game single-handedly, and she'll bring it up.
15-point line advantage, 6:30 left. Brunson now 3-pointer on its way from Daubenmeyer, and she'll knock it down from deep. So the hot shooting seems to be contagious here for Linn-Mar.
Yeah, Dobbenmeyer missed her first 3 shots. Most of them were good looks, and I said it's only a matter of time before an open player makes a shot if you give him enough attempts like that. Good bucket there from Dobbenmeyer, and Linn-Mar's up by 18.
Kuiper's stuck in the corner, breaks the double team. And she'll get it back in the corner, tries to drive on Coonan, and it'll hit off her foot. Linn-Mar, another possession off of the Prairie turnover.
We've used Brunson's name a lot tonight, but one player for Linn-Mar that really isn't in the stat column just went to the bench, Meredith Coonan. She has locked up the inside for Linn-Mar tonight, and Prairie hasn't gotten it inside a lot because of Brunson, but she just helped force that turnover there. So Coonan gets honorable mention.
Brunson, the pump fake. Dobbenmeyer, she just hit a 3, tries to go inside, can't get the bucket, but she will get the foul. She'll head to the line for a pair. 4th team foul.
I think they called the travel and they changed the call at the last second.
Okie dokie. I stand corrected. 2 team fouls for Linn-Mar, 3 for Prairie. And once again, apologies for that scoreboard mishap. As Van Voorst gonna bring it up. She has it now, actually. Inside, no. Taken away by Dobbenmeyer. Brunson on the break. And she'll get the friendly roll.
Was there really any doubt, folks? She now has 17.
Lions quintupling the Prairie Hawks score so far. Dobbenmeyer gives it to Brunson, looking for more.
19.
Yes, sir. 19 for Taylor Brunson here in the early going.
Taylor Brunson's just doing a back and forth drill right now. Wind sprints on the court, she's tipping passes, and she's getting out quick in transition. She is just flat out playing Prairie right now, and she has outscored them 19-5 all by herself. So a very impressive night from Brunson, but it looks like Prairie will get a chance to shoot some free throws here. We'll see Brunson head to the bench here for Linn-Mar, so we'll see if that affects their defense.
Shot is open good on the second there from Dozier. As lead gets a little bit tighter. 27-6 still. Lines up by a bunch. 3-ball, case ball looking to extend it, and he drains it from downtown as the Lions now have 30. Linn-Mar on pace to score over 75 in this ball game. And Prairie gonna force a Linn-Mar turnover there.
And that's one of the few good defensive plays that Prairie's had. I believe that was Tegan Trimble on that block. And that's a much needed stop if you're Prairie. You gotta find a way to at least cut down this lead a little bit before this half is over.
And they're gonna call a foul there on the Lions. Friedman gives the Lions 4 in this half. 4:12 left in period number 2. Linn-Mar being led on the offensive side of things by Brunson. If you're just joining us, she's got 19 of Linn-Mar's 30. As Prairie gonna try to bring it up. Screen comes and goes. Now Van Voorst has it. Gives it to Trimble. She'll get a screen. Try to drive, kick. And still moving it along the outside is Prairie. Heineck, 3-ball on the way. No good. Bit too strong there. Case both the rebound. Now gives it to Grove. Grove inside. Gets it. She's got 3 so far. And a timeout?
Not quite sure.
No. Oh, 32 because me math good.
on that last possession for Linn-Mar, it doesn't matter if Brunson's on the floor or not. Linn-Mar has just outpaced Prairie on their fast break chances, and Grove converted on that last one. And you see on the other end right now, Linn-Mar's just playing tight defense. Prairie has gotten one good shot inside the arc tonight, and they might not get another one before this half is over the way that Linn-Mar's playing defense.
And that one's going to be an errant pass there from Benson, and it's going to go the other way here for Linn-Mar. 32-6, 3 minutes left in the second quarter. For those of you just joining us, this is game 2 of our triple header of girls basketball tonight. Be followed up by the varsity squad at about 7:30. The drive by Hafner, going to have to kick it back out to Gaffney. Tipped, Grove corrals it, couldn't quite get that one to go. Rebound by Benson, going to take it the other way.
And that was good rebounding there by Grove, just couldn't convert on the finish. And she's done well inside on both ends of the floor. The forwards for Linn-Mar tonight have just played really solid defense and have not let Prairie get inside.
And that one's going to be taken away right back. And tipped away and not good there. Colts off the tip. An entirely new group for Linn-Mar. Consists of Daubermeyer, Kunin, Bayer, Friedman, as well as Friday. Trimble with it. Now to Benson. Moving it around. Kick out Trimble, and that one is going to be taken away by Friedman, gives it to Bayer. Lions thought about starting the break, couldn't get anything. Bayer's still going to drive it. Kick out, Kunin thought about a 3, decides to drive it instead. Floater up, and good! She'll go to the line to try to add to it.
And that was a good shot there by Kunin. I'm shocked she made that, but she'll get the and one chance, and Linn-Mar has a chance to go up by, let me see if my math's correct. If this free throw goes, Linn-Mar will be up by 29 points.
And I want to play front Ryan and bounce in. 29-point Lion advantage here. 1:49 left in the second. Prairie just trying to get something going on the offensive end. Benson will drive it, kick it, tipped in. It's going to stay at this end here for Prairie.
And Linn-Mar doesn't get another turnover to add to the sheet, but again, playing tight defense. That was Daubenmeyer on the edge with a little bit of help from Hafner, and more full court defense from Linn-Mar. They are not letting up at all with a 29-point lead. And they're going to have another forced turnover.
Yeah, great defense there in the open court by Bayer. As Linn-Mar once again going to have the ball on offense, trying to push it to a 30-point advantage. Still in the first half of this one. Friday's got it. Now to Bayer, 3-ball on its way. Nets it from deep.
Linn-Mar is feeling it from range tonight. You've had a bunch from Casebolt, and then Bayer gets her name in the 3-point column. Linn-Mar's just feeling it in all facets tonight. You cannot give them an inch or they will make you pay. 38-6.
3-ball on its way. Could not respond. Offensive rebound. No good on the shot, but going to the line is going to be number 44. Not on the roster. I apologize for that. And I would say nothing but nylon, but I mean, that was clean.
Yeah, I'd say so. That's the cleanest shot that Prairie's had all night.
And the second one will be missed off the front iron. Rebound crowd by Friday. And now Bayer's going to take it off with 41 seconds left in the second quarter. excuse me, three-pointer on its way, no good. And that was going to go out of bounds. Prairie going to take over offensively. Down just 31 here with 30 seconds left in the second.
And if I'm Prairie here, hold the ball for the last shot. There's no shot clock in high school, but you hold the ball for the last shot here. You don't give Linn-Mar a chance to score again if you don't have to, and you want to end the half on a high note. Just run your offense, maybe set a screen there like they just did, and that's really good if you're Prairie. Props to coach.
Good backdoor cut leads to the 2-point bucket and a chance for 3 at the line here. .12 and a half seconds left. And the free throw is going to be up and good. As the Prairie Hawks finally hit double digits. Fire with it, 5 seconds, tipped away. Gonna be taken back. Friday scramble for the ball as time runs out here in the first half, and I'm just gonna call it what it is. This one is a big advantage for Linn-Mar. We'll be back with the second half right after this. Hello, everybody, and welcome back into Linn-Mar basketball. We got second half action coming right at you. Lions up by, let's just say, a modest amount, up 38-10 after the first frame. Cal, what are your thoughts on that first half of action?
2 words. Taylor Brunson.
Yes,
She
sir.
had 19 points in that first half. She was dominant in every way you can be. She scored fast break points. She rebounded. She forced a ton of steals. And Linn-Mar, as a whole, played solid defense. Prairie had to get a good amount of their points from the line. And Prairie just needs to find a way to close out this game just respectably, because they're being down by 28. That's not going to be an easy deficit to come back from. So if I'm Prairie, just look for some confidence building going into the second half.
Prairie moving it around the outside. And the rocket pass there to Von Vorst. Tries to get it inside. That's going to be tipped away there by Casebolt. Going to stay on this end, however.
And Casebolt's had a good game, too. She's buried 2 deep shots, 1 long 2, and then a 3-pointer. And she's also gotten her hand in there to force some balls out of bounds to make Prairie reset. And there's another one for her there.
And trying to inbound it, tried to throw it at the feet of Daubenmeier, nearly dodged it, couldn't quite though. As gonna get it to Trimble, kick out to Benson. Benson gives it to Van Vorst. Benson once more to Hafner. Inside, couldn't get it to the cup. Tried to go up again on the offensive rebound, no good. Brunson trying to push it on the fast break. Inside, Casebolt, got it for 2 as Linn-Mar will kick off the scoring here in quarter number 3.
And I want to point out the good block that Daubenmeier had on the other end to set up that fast break bucket there. Linn-Mar picking up right where they left off after the first half. Solid defense and then forcing fast break points. Prairie has not been able to keep up with that tonight. And then another tip out of bounds there by Casebolt. She's done well on defense to start this half.
Set to inbound the ball for Prairie is going to be Van Vorst. And gets it in barely. Benson with it, and they're going to call a block there on the Lions' Brittany Comer. First foul of this second half. So, what have you seen from both sides here as we just come out of the locker rooms in the second half?
Well, like I said, Linn-Mar picking up right where they left off. Tough, suffocating defense and then getting out on those fast break chances. And Prairie, they're doing their best to force the ball inside like they are here. But Linn-Mar is just forcing double, triple teams as soon as that ball passes that arc. And it has worked to perfection tonight.
And what a pass. Couldn't quite get the finish, though. And the steal's going to be made by Hefner. Going to take it the other way is Trimble. Tries to get it inside. That one's going to be tipped by Brunson and eventually corralled. 3-ball on its way. Nothing but net, but didn't get any other rim, so it's out of bounds going the other way.
And it looks like they're going to say it went off of Linn-Mar. That shot might have been tipped by Brunson on the way up. And I think that's what they're calling. So another stat in the defensive column for Brunson.
And they're going to go foul. Going to go to the line to shoot a pair here for Prairie. Once again, issues with the rosters provided to us, but, you know, it's all good. We're not complaining. Probably. At the line here. Going to get it up and good. So 34 has now got 4 points. Leads Prairie in scoring so far. 5:39 left here in this third quarter. Second one is up and that'll miss. Grove the rebound as we had the other way with Schrum. Schrum now to Comer. Moving it around. Friedman still with the ball. Tries to get it inside to Grove, and they're going to say block or was she out of bounds? Gonna call a blocking foul. First foul of this second half for Prairie.
And if you're Prairie, that's solid defense, just not resulting in the way you want with that blocking foul, but you've got to love the heart showed by these Prairie players coming out of a demoralizing first half, to say the least.
Moving it around once again, Van Voorst now gonna give it to Benson. Benson's gonna kick it to Trimble. No, almost lost it. Good job corralling it there by Benson. Tries to get it inside for Hefner. Tipped away and taken by Grove. Lions threatening to extend this lead.
And there's Grove inside again, making her presence known. She's forced a lot of errant passes, a few steals, including that last one. And Grove has a nice 3 spot on the scoreboard. I expect that to double by the end of this game.
Kick out, 3 ball on its way, and no good. Rebound, Grove. Another rebound. Daubenmeyer now. Kick out to Friedman. Friedman still has it. Byer set to check in for Linn-Mar at the next stoppage of play. And just a little bit off there. Couldn't get the friendly spin off the rim.
And you could hear the oohs and ahs from the crowd there on that Friedman shot. Just didn't have quite the right angle and spin on that one.
A little bit.
Friedman knows she missed one there.
A little bit past the halfway point in this penultimate quarter. Lines up 40-11 and gonna try to spin. Couldn't get the roll, and a jump ball is gonna be called there. Gotta keep it with Prairie.
And that was about as good as you can do with Prairie inside. That's about the closest shot they've gotten inside. That's about the closest it's gotten to going in. And if you're Prairie, just don't give up. Keep trying to force that ball inside, see if you can get past Grove and Schrum down low, but they've held their ground so far tonight. I don't see that stopping. So just keep your axe to the grind here for both sides, even with the score this lopsided.
And no good there. The rebound by Grove. Going to give it to Byer. 3:38 left in the third. Byer going to try to take it to the cup. Kick out. Friedman now. Byer, 3 ball on its way. Just a bit short there. And they're going to say it's off of Prairie. Going to stay at this end. Friedman pump fake, drives, and no good on the floater. Going to be off Grove and going the other way. A better defensive start to the second half for Prairie, wouldn't you say, Kel?
Yeah, absolutely. Linn-Mar is not scoring at nearly the rate they were starting this second half as they did half number 1. And part of that, yes, is because Brunson is not on the floor, but you've got to love the heart from this Prairie squad down big.
Haynick going to take it back the other way. Moving the ball around here. Heineck has it, and that was going to be tipped away by Friedman. Stolen down at the other end, and flips it up and in for 2.
And Friedman missed a tough layup earlier, but you could see it in the way she was moving. She slowed down, made sure that she got the right angle on that bank shot, and Friedman is now in the scoring column with 2 points.
The answer no good by Kuiper, as it's going to go back the other way for Linn-Mar with 2:26 left in the third. Reminder for those of you just joining us, this is the second game of our triple header of girls basketball today. Going to have the varsity squad at give or take 7:30 as the three's going to be knocked down by the Lions Kolthoff. And it's 45-11. Linn-Mar stretching the lead.
And you can see that a lot of bench players are relishing Brunson being on the bench. You saw Friedman break into the scoring column a few moments ago, and then that last shot from Kolthoff. It's nice to see some of the Linn-Mar reserves getting some good shots here and making their looks.
Byer with it. Gives it to Gaffney, now Kolthoff. Friedman with it. Moving it around still. Finds Byer on the wing, gives it to Friedman. Thought about a 3. Byer with it. Solid defense to start this possession from Prairie. Friedman finds a hole in it, though, and can't capitalize. Misses on that long, two. Heineck going to take it back up. Finds Kuiper. Thought about a three. Decided against it, and no good on that shot. Offensive rebound there from, I don't have that number on my roster. Apologies once again. Kuiper, step back three, nothing but air. Going back the other way, 1:11 left.
And you've got to love the tandem of Gaffney and Grove down low. They have played stifling defense down near the cup and just picking up where they left off in their first half. Grove leading the charge inside defensively for the Lions. And if I'm looking at the scoreboard, it doesn't look like she's on the floor right now, but she does have her own handful of points, and I expect that to expand.
Byer sets inbound here for Linn-Mar. Moving it around, finds Byer in the corner. Going to try to give it off to Schrum as we hit the 55-second mark left. That was very well spoken, but you know. Good rebound there. Going to try to push it ahead and a bit too tall, but a good tip there by the Lions. Kunin.
And that was great concentration by Kunin. From my angle, her head was turned toward me so I could see her eyes. She watched that ball in all the way, and she didn't focus on stealing it. She just focused on getting a hand on it and getting it out of bounds so Prairie could reset. Now you got a fast break.
Speaking of getting hands on it, Byer with the steal and Byer with the bucket. Give the Lions 50.
And Byer got the right angle on that fast break bank shot. And it looks like Byer now has 5 points in the game, so she's having herself a nice night.
And that one's going to be tipped away, going back the other way for Linn-Mar here. Byer going to bring it up. As 10 seconds left, Linn-Mar going to try to start the attack. Friedman now to Schrum with 6. Friedman, 3, Byer with 2, no good. Rebound Schrum at the buzzer, couldn't get it to go. And that's how we'll end the third quarter here. Lions still dominating in this one. Up 50, up by a lot. Back in a minute. And welcome back from that singing / commercial break. Lions up by, hey, if you know, you know. Lions up by 36 here because I can math. It's actually only 47, not 50. Got a little bit excited. But the scoring, apologies for that. Kunin the rebound now gives it to Byer as Linn-Mar going to try to start with their first offensive possession. Byer wide open for 3. Couldn't quite get it to go. Weird rebound, and they're going to call a foul on Byer for the block.
And you can see Byer isn't happy with that call, but that might be a better foul if you're Linn-Mar because Byer was a bit behind that one, and Prairie would have had an easy lay-in. So not necessarily the worst foul in the world there.
Prairie trying to take it back up the court. Going to give it to Benson. Moving it around, 3 ball on the way, and banked it in from deep.
And that's just a good confidence shot there if you're Prairie. Nice banking. We don't have that player on the roster provided by Varsity Bound, but You always got to love those bank shot threes.
Schrum has it. Gonna give it to Bayer. Now to Friday. Gonna give it inside. Kick back out for Schrum. Kunin. Bayer 3-ball. Drained it from deep. Her second triple of the night.
And I saw how happy Bayer was with that one. That ball looked pretty out of her hand, and it just laced in from the corner. Linn-Mar's three-point shooting has been on point tonight. Really, there hasn't been a weakness from Linn-Mar tonight. They've just done everything so well, and that's why they're up by a very large number that I don't care to calculate in my brain right now.
Lines up by 36 here because I can do math. Sort of, but not really. But, you know, we'll roll with it. Lions trying to extend that lead as that one takes a weird roll. Brunson saves it. Brunson looking for points number 20 and potentially 21, maybe 22 on this possession. Lions moving it around. Brunson 3-ball and no good on that one. Brunson a little bit cold off the bench.
Yeah, she's rested a lot of this second half, and I really can't blame Coach Robinson for doing that. When someone like Brunson has a big game, you like to get in a lot of the reserves. We've seen a lot of Gaffney. We've seen some Schrum tonight. When one player has such a dominant game at this level in high school, you usually like to rest him a little bit and let your reserves get some playing time.
And they're going to get Brunson for a backcourt violation.
I'm not sure about that one, partner.
Yeah, me neither, but, you know, I mean, at this point, who cares? Good inside pass, and the bucket is going to be finished off by Dozier.
And you could see the confidence building for this Prairie squad, which is a very nice thing to see. It is not easy being in a high school sport, being down big. I have been there. It is not fun. But you have to love the heart that Prairie is showing going into this second half. They have played tough. They have made adjustments, and they haven't chipped into that lead a whole lot. But you can definitely see their confidence building. And here's a nice shot.
2-pointers off there. Rebound, gonna try to take it back up and in, and a tough bucket there for Prairie. So maybe a little bit of offensive rhythm as we come down the stretch in this one. For
Prairie's starting to find some lanes in the inside, and that's a very good sign to see if you're Coach Legat for Prairie.
Gaffney really unlucky there on that 3-ball attempt. No good. As the line's still pressing here. Good entry pass and a finish by Benson. As Prairie's had a nice second frame here offensively.
Yeah, especially in these last few minutes of this fourth quarter. They have really found their way inside. They've made their way to the line. That was a nice finish by Benson. And the Prairie bench is starting to get into it a little more. They kind of flattened out in that first half, and I was a swimmer in my high school days many moons ago, back before the pandemic hit, but you always love to have a fired up bench no matter if you're up or down.
Casewell gonna take it either way. Comer had it stolen away there. Prairie, a nice little 6-zip run rather. Spinach couldn't get it to go. Friday the rebound as Casewell's gonna take it the other way.
And you can see Linn-Mar tightening it up a little bit down low. Schrum with a little shot affection there, and she's got the ball now. Nice pass inside.
And that one's going to be tipped, and Casebolt's going to keep it. Pass to Comer. Now to Friedman. Schrum. Friedman with it once again. Friedman the spin, the pass. Casebolt the 3. Bit short on that. Offensive rebound going to lead to a jump ball. It's going to stay at this end for Linn-Mar.
And you saw Friedman down low scrapping for that, and then I wasn't sure which Prairie player was going for that. But it's nice to see that even with both sides, with a score this lopsided, it's nice to see both sides still playing as hard as they did in the first half. No sides giving up, no sides really let their foot off of the gas. They're both playing very hard, and that is very nice to see.
Friedman looking. Kick out Case Bolt. Now to Schrum. Friedman once more. Gets it inside. Case Bolt couldn't quite get the deuce. Under a minute 45 left. Friedman with it. Inside Friedman once again, and we're gonna have a jump ball called here.
I love the heart. I'm just going to keep praising both sides for just leaving it all out on the floor. A 50-20 ball game, you expect both sides to kind of flatten out a little bit, but both teams have been playing this entire game like it's been tied the whole way through. You have to love the heart displayed on the floor here by both sides in a game like this.
And Friedman got to get called for a foul there. Just Linn-Mar's third of the half. Relatively foul-free, especially considering some of the games we've seen this year. Or really all year, Cal.
Yeah, absolutely. Ian and I like to bring this up every broadcast. It's a running joke at this point. But our record for fouls in a half is 28. Not for one team, but for combined both sides. But seeing only 6 combined here this half, it's nice to see a clean ball game in a game as lopsided as this.
And that one's going to be tipped away, and ball on the ground. Fighting for it as we go under 27 seconds. Moving it. Schrum, 3 ball, no. And they're going to call a foul. An offensive foul. Going to stay at this end.
And you could see the crowd groaning a bit on that. Nove with the foul there on Friedman, but you saw Nove right there go right to Friedman and kind of give her a high five as if to say, my bad. And I think they ran the clock during the sideline break there, and they're just going to call it.
And that's going to do it in this one, 50-20. Linn-Mar winning this one. We'll be back with the varsity game, so be sure to check that one. I'm Ian McKinney signing off for Cal Sleazer, Mason Miller on camera. Have a fantastic day, everybody.